78, 76, 74, 72. But in both of the main events, if you're in the B main, the top 4 is going to transfer.
So this is interesting. This is interesting right here. This is what I was getting to. The top 4 transfer, but
from the B.
The B.
But you're going to get 1 point for positions gained in the B main and 1 point for positions gained in the A main too.
Now think about this. Let's say you start 14th in the B main.
Say if you get a flat tire in the heat races and you got to go to the B main.
And you start 14th. Let's say you start 14th and you win. 13 passing points for winning the B.
Right.
Take your transfer spot, go to the back of the A. Now let's say you run up to first and you're starting 25 cars. 24 more passing points plus the 100 to win. I mean, you can really gain some points on this. And 5 points separate the top 5. 100, 95, 90. You see what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna want to start in the B main if I'm running.
Yeah, but the level of competition, you might not even make the A main.
That's right.
That's true.
Those B mains are so stacked.
We saw.
That's what I was looking for.
Look what happened last year at the Iron Giant. I mean, we missed some high-quality cars because they couldn't race their way out of the B main.
4 of the fastest cars didn't make the A main at the Iron Giant.
The promoter didn't make the. Sorry to rub it in, dude. The promoter of the event didn't make it into the A main,
and you know,
which is unheard of.
Yeah.
See, so that you didn't. Okay, so Chris wasn't there. April wasn't there in the A. Langen didn't make it, right?
Langen wasn't there that night.
Well, he wasn't. Who was the other? Was Britton in it, or did he?
No.
Britton made it. He won his.
Because you brought 2 more cars that were really fast that didn't make it.
Yeah.
Who were those?
Mike and Scott didn't make it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that was
there's a lot of guys that didn't make it. Half the field didn't make it.
Well, and that's the thing. Watch it, but that race, I mean, as surprising as it was, and who was and wasn't in it, was a great race from start to finish.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
shows you the level of cars being built.
Exactly.
There's going to be even better cars being built this year.
The street stock competition in the PNW it's tight.
Well, and look at it. You've got David Kronk's come out of retirement to run a street stock this year.
Right. Well, he ran last
year. He's coming out of retirement.
There's about 6 other late model guys that are running street stocks.
Sean Kronk.
Sean Kronk, yeah.
He's jumping out of the super, getting back into a street stock.
Yeah.
Brian Kronk, I heard, was building a street stock.
Yes, I heard he's got one too.
Kyle Yak sold his modified.
Kyle Yak's building a new one.
Yeah.
I heard Tom might be putting one together too.
Well, and that wouldn't surprise me. Brewster, yeah. Brewster's hot rod.
James Whitehouse getting his car fixed.
Well, and I talked to Justin Evans yesterday. He's planning on running most of, if not all, the series.
Lauren Cruzy.
Yeah.
Yep, he's building a new Nova. I mean, you're talking about some high level competition in these street stocks. And honestly, as a race fan, I don't care what anybody thinks. I've said it time and time again. You cannot ask for better racing as a race fan to watch than the street stocks in the Northwest. Yeah. The show they put on, it doesn't matter if it's at Willamette, Sunset, Grove. It's great racing. This is what's cool about this series. You guys remember, he's taking this to the asphalt in Roseburg.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is going to test some drivers, all right? That's going to mess some people up, right? They're going to that asphalt, and first time someone tries to sling it in and it doesn't work, it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little different for some guys.
I mean, a little bit more grip down there.
Up that night.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So if you're going to say who's going to burn tires up at Roseburg, who would be the first 2 drivers you'd say?
Kyle Yak.
And
Chris Sine.
I would say exactly what Chris said. Yak and Kronk. I mean, those guys are on the hammer and they let it hang out. It's going to be fun to watch.
I'm not very good on tires either, though, like Joel said.
Hey, this is crew chief talking right here. I watch tire wear.
It's going to be interesting. That is one race I think that when we saw it was on the schedule, everybody was kind of like, "Whoa, wait a second." Now, are we still doing from the River City to Roseburg? Is that how the schedule works out?
Yeah.
So you're going from the smallest dirt track in the Northwest.
Well, Cottage Grove's the week before Roseburg.
Okay, so you're going from Cottage Grove.
You're going to the high bank dirt oval that's always hooked up.
Right.
To
Roseburg.
Roseburg.
Flat,
quarter
3/8 asphalt.
3/8 asphalt. You can't ask for 2 tracks that are more different from each other. I mean, other than River City, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's going to be interesting to watch.
Now, what is your schedule you've got laid out, Chris?
We got Banks, which is the Bobby Morley Memorial. That's the 29th of April.
Now, you got some news on that, too?
Yeah. Bobby's dad, he's throwing $1,000. He's going to be the primary sponsor towards that race.
Wow.
So we already have a 1,000 to win race?
Every one of these races is going to be 1,000 to win.
Oh, my word. I want a street stock.
Street stocks for 1,000 to win.
That's going to be
That's what the late models pay at Willamette Speedway.
That'd be worth having 2 cars, one for the dirt and one for the asphalt.
No kidding, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at those wheels turning.
Well, that's what I was getting ready. I was just getting ready to say it. I was going to say it. I'm peeking around Jeremy and Rick Wyatt sitting back there going, 1,000 to win. Look at that.
He ain't saying anything.
Well, you see him back there going, street stock, G60s, crate engine. You can see it, Rick. It's coming out.
It's so obvious Ray Charles could see it.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, no. So let's back to the schedule. I'm sorry, Chris.
That's all right. We got May 20th. We're going to be in White City, Southern Oregon Speedway. We want to do that in the beginning of the year because we want to get some of the California guys to get involved in this.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Good call.
So we wanted to do that early.
Now, what size track is at White City? How big is it?
That's a big quarter mile.
Big quarter.
Yeah, I think they call it a third. But
Yeah.
Okay.
dry, slick, dusty.
I've never been to that track.
That track is weird because it's either really hooked up like a real thick, gooey pumpkin pie mix, or it's just dust and no traction.
And it's rougher than rough.
Yeah, that's typical.
I mean, you want to talk opposite end of the spectrum. Willamette, with the exclusion of turns 1 and 2 in the last race of the year.
Oh, which was terrible.
We don't even
Mother
want to
Nature.
Go, Mother Nature.
Yep, absolutely.
The opposite of that, White City.
Really?
It's one of those racetracks where you add an extra inch of ride height and just
keep out of the dirt.
Pull the belts tight.
Yeah.
What was that?
I remember that.
What was that, Jeremy?
There was a couple years ago they were doing the modified speed week, and there's a picture of Monty Bischoff laying in a rut in the middle of the corner.
And it looks like they're getting ready to lower the casket. I mean, it was a rut. Yeah. It was like Vegas, Warren.
It's a Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was bad.
You guys ever see the old Eugene Speedway when it was dirt?
Oh, man.
That was a rough sucker.
Yeah.
That was a real rough one.
That was.
So we're from White City.
We're headed to Madras Speedway. That's June 3rd.
Okay.
And that's going to be street stocks versus sportsmen's. And they got a big field of sportsmen's over there, which is steel body cars.
Right.
But they got a couple of rules that they can run. They can run different suspension. They can run aluminum wheels, and they can be a little bit lighter. But the couple of times we've gone over there, we've been able to compete with them.
Okay. That'll be an interesting race.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there.
He says you beat him.
Competing, beating, same thing.
Yeah, well,
Jeremy's over here just throwing his 2 cents in, and unfortunately for listeners at home, we've only got 4 mics in the studio tonight. We need to work on getting 5 and 6 up.
We need to work on a bigger soundboard, but it is what it is right now.
But I think that race, I bet we can get close to 60 cars at that night.
I bet you will.
Easily.
If we bring all our street stocks over, and then plus their cars. And plus, guys from St. Helens, I don't think they're running that night, and they're sportsmen's also.
Yeah.
So I bet we'll get close to 60
that'll be
cars
fun.
that night. That's one of the big races I think we'll have this year.
What was the date on that?
That's June 3rd.
Okay.
So the next weekend after that is another Street Stocks versus Sportsman's Challenge race because we're going to run against the Sportsman's up in St. Helens, Riverside.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
So
okay.
that's
Ping ponging all over the place.
Yeah.
I've never been to that racetrack yet.
Really?
Yeah.
First time for everything.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. Look at Wyatt back there, man. Just like,
And then 2 weeks after that's the Wallbanger Cup.
That's
June 24th.
Yep.
That's going to be another big one.
And that one's also. And now is that still 1,000 to win, or are you going to do
1,026? That's a 52 lapper.
Okay, 52 laps because Mark's number was 26. You can double it up.
Yep.
52
And
laps.
that's where?
Cottage Grove.
Okay.
Yep.
And then a month after that, which will be July 29th, we're headed to the asphalt. That's Roseburg.
Oh, man.
Yeehaw.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be insane.
That's going to be.
That's just a little tiny bull ring, man. It's flat.
What?
Pretty much Roseburg.
Well, it's flat for what you guys did in the NASCAR ranks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not tiny. I mean, it's 3/8.
Yeah, that's fairgrounds.
It's 3/8.
Yeah, but see, you guys were used to running on the the half miles, the 3/4 miles.
Yeah.
See, he did all that asphalt NASCAR stuff. You see what I'm saying? So for him, that's a small track.
Well, yeah.
That's
But it's still a cool facility. It's a pretty cool place.
Yeah, that's going to be the race that a lot of people have never been on asphalt.
And that's what's going to be so interesting. Now, there are a few that have.
Yes,
there's some of the guys that have trickled down from the Portland Speedway. And,
yeah.
You're going to see. Now, this is where I think you're going to see.
I can't even imagine a dirt car on an asphalt track. I'm trying to picture this, that flexibility in a dirt car on an asphalt track where you need to be rigid. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
for years at Roseburg, we ran a race called the Outlaw 100. Anybody remember that, Rick? Open comp. late models with sideboards, fuel-injected engines. It was open comp.
Yeah.
On the asphalt with dirt cars on slicks.
How did it go?
Oh, my God. It was one of the most wild things you've ever seen.
Was it a slugfest?
It was good racing. Bosshart was fast. Duty was fast. Duty got flipped there real bad one year. York was always good on the asphalt. It was interesting to see these dirt cars transfer over.
Yeah.
How'd Rick do?
You what? He said, no, park it.
He said he
doesn't
never
do that
ran
asphalt stuff. He's a dirt driver. He's a dirt driver. He doesn't do that asphalt stuff. He says.
Well, Mark used to run Willamette Speedway on Saturday night, go home, put his asphalt set up on it, and go to Coos Bay and
won the championship.
Won the championship at
both tracks in the same year.
Same year.
But Mark Howard, you're talking about a special talent.
Yeah.
That wasn't just your average race car driver.
Yeah, he was 10 years ahead of his time.
Literally. I mean, that guy had stuff on his car that he was just a genius.
There's still rules against him.
There is.
At both racetracks.
There is.
There were
really
a lot of rules
yeah.
because of him.
Yeah.
That's what makes you famous in our realm.
He showed up. He ran Cottage Grove, Eugene, down that way, and decided he wanted to take a shot at the title at Willamette in '85. You got to remember in the '85 there was some big names. You had Russ, you had Robert Sprague, you had Jay Bugby, Don Wilson, you had Koffel, you had the fast guys.
Yeah.
Yep, Boyd.
Oh, Mark showed up. Bob Boyd. Yep. Home-eyed. Mark shows up and takes 11 wins and walks out with a championship. So I'll try it again in '86. Took out 13 wins home and won the championship. Wow. 24 wins in 2 years.
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
That's at those tracks.
Yeah, that was just at Willamette. And then he won the Coos Bay title. Was that 85 or 86?
86.
86. He won Willamette and Coos Bay, asphalt and dirt. Wow. And I think he won the I-5 Tour a time or two.
I don't know about that one.
I think he did. I know Sprague won it. I think Russ won it a couple times. Bob Boyd won it.
But I know he's went all the way up to Skagit, all the way down to Bakersfield.
He's won everywhere he ever went.
They'd had a big race of champions down in Bakersfield.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like 12 track champions there, and he showed up, and he lapped the whole field.
Wow.
He spanked them bad.
Mark was, special talent.
Yes, he was.
We're getting off the subject here. I want to get back to the schedule because I'm pumped about this whole deal.
So August 26th, we'll be at Coos Bay Speedway. That's going to be at the Battle at the Beach.
Okay.
And we got a couple guys down there that are interested in helping sponsor that, too. So
this is the thing. He's not having any problem finding sponsors for this series. I mean, the cars are there. It sounds like the staff is there to get everything done. The tech, all that stuff's there. The sponsors are coming on. The money's there. I know you got some of the things in the work we can't talk about right now. But
yeah.
And when we do, your head's going to spin. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Now, how big is the Coos Bay track then? And that's dirt?
It is dirt.
It is dirt. Actually, they just put dirt on top of the asphalt.
A couple years ago.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Was that 3-4 years ago?
It's a sandy red dirt.
Yeah.
Imagine
that.
You're
going from Douglas County Speedway, which is a tire-eating asphalt track, to Coos Bay, which is a tire-eating dirt track.
Yeah.
You're gonna.
But now they don't have to run the G60s at Coos Bay.
It's wherever we go, we can run G60s
or the
slicks, except for SRAM's tracks.
Right.
SRAM's tracks.
So
G60s
Cottage Grove,
only.
Willamette, and Sunset is G60s only. Every other track, your option.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Even Madras, they're like, go ahead and bring. I was like, we can run beadlocks on our right rear, and we can run G60s.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys care? Oh, for that night, you guys can come on over. So.
Wow.
They want to see the car count.
Of course.
More car count, the more money in their pocket, and
right.
The better the show.
The better the show, and that's what it's all about.
It, and that's what we want to see.
No kidding. It's going to be an awesome deal.
So the grand finale is the Iron Giant, September 3rd. It's a Sunday race.
Sunday, and so it's a one-day event.
Yes.
We're going to do it on Sunday. Now, is it a regular show with the rest of the
regular show on Saturday night? Yeah, it's a full show, I think. I don't know if they got sportsmen's on there or not.
What is that, Labor Day?
Yeah, it's a Sunday on Labor Day.
So Andrew Langen's actually hitting us up here on the Swears Trucking chat line, and he's talking about the B mains. He says, Chris and I, along with Roberts, were in the B at the Wallbanger. The B mains got serious.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Which Roberts?
Kevin Roberts.
Kevin?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So that tells you the level of competition. When you got
B-main.
3 of the fastest guys in the Northwest in the B main. That we're talking.
Something's up.
You better bring your A game to these races, because if you don't,
Langen had some white paint on the back of his bumper at that race.
And you guys are buddies.
Oh yeah.
There are no friends on the racetrack.
That would be some 24 white paint.
Yes.
And he says with a smile. I love it.
Andrew, are you hearing this, buddy?
Andrew, those guys are building a beautiful car right now.
Well,
They They are building a real nice piece. So
the other piece he wrecked was real nice.
Yes,
I mean that was a beautiful car.
Yeah, Tom Langen knows how to